Now I'm recording. So I don't know exactly where we left off, but I think it was like when we started doing multiple choice things. I was just kind of running through it. And so right now I'm on question 22. And so I just want to remind you a couple things. So this is we have only 40 questions here, but it's only 20 on your actual exam, and you got 2 hours to take it. A lot of them are multiple choice like this, and they're worth just as much as the long ones with all those numbers and stuff, right? So like this one's not too bad, but see how you're feeling. Oh, we didn't do the fences yet. We're gonna have to do that one for sure. Okay, let me back up a bit. Um, I think we did the z-scores. I'm pretty sure we did z-scores. Okay, cool. Let's start here. Anyways, so even the hard ones are worth just as much as the easy ones, right? Get the easy ones done, and then move on to the hard ones. And you probably got like a 50% just sitting right there, right? Just because you got the easy ones done. And that's awesome. Rather than like a 0. You know what I mean? Cool. All right. And on like next week, probably Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to be looking them over and trying to add partial credit and stuff, especially for rounding and whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. That would be on the one we saw here, I believe. Yes, the lower one is yes, because lower means like this way. So like if you had a negative 2.1 and then you had a negative 2.3, negative 2.3 is like more this way, which is less time overall. It's like more unusual. Cool. That's how you would answer that. Yeah. Very good. Cool. Okay. And if you got any questions as we go, let me know. Let's figure this out. So the outliers and stuff. They're also going to be asking about fences and whatnot. So I'm going to remind you of a couple formulas here. Go ahead and click this guy here. Okay. So first off, we need this IQR, which is Q3 minus Q1. I think that StatCrunch will just do that one for you. Okay. But either way, we also have the outlier stuff. And so what we're going to do is Q1, and it's minus 1.5 times IQR. And then we have Q3 plus 1.5 times the IQR. I vaguely remember that StatCrunch will do something like that for you, but I can't remember where. And so, again, if it's on the test and I'm prepared for it, great. But if I can't remember, I'm not going to sit there wasting my time on it, right? So let's just do whatever I remember right now, okay? So we got StatCrunch, stat, summary stats, columns, because there's only one column, right? One column, columns. And I'm going to just click everything here. I'm just everything. I want everything. Because see how I have an IQR right now? Q1, Q3. So let me find out what these are going to be. So the Q1 minus 1.5 times the IQR. I'm just going to rewrite it now. I got 99.5 minus 1.5 times the 356.5. Okay, and then we're going to get a number for that. The other one, the Q3 plus 1.5 times IQR. Just going through this, we got 456 plus 1.5 times the 356.5. Are y'all confirming my numbers on the formula? Is that, I mean, y'all see that like I got the numbers, I just pop them in. Is that okay? All right, cool. Now I need to go to Desmos with it. So let me go to Desmos calculator, and I just want to see where these limits are for this. Hello. So I got 99.5 minus 1.5, 356.5. So the range of, I guess, like regular numbers, the not outlier numbers, are going to be these guys, or is between these guys here, 356.5. Okay. So this is the range of the usual numbers. I'm going to go back and look at the numbers that we have. Hello, and see what we got. Are y'all okay going a little bit back and forth? We're using the StatCrunch. I use a little bit of calculator. Just I need to get my numbers right. Okay, cool. Now, I'm going back and I'm looking for one of these numbers here that is outside of this zone, outside of this range. Is there anything that's like negative 500? No. I don't see any negatives. Is there anything more than like 1,000? Yeah, right there. Is there anything else besides that guy? So I'm going to ask you a question. Human, right? We're all human here. Could you have looked at that grouping right there and probably guessed which one was the outlier? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So if you don't got a lot of time and you can come back, you can always come back to these problems. I would have put, my first guess. I want to keep rolling. You know what I mean? I ain't got time for this. Just a thought though, okay? Because it's test strategy. Test strategy. Come back later if you got the time. So it says, well, which one is it? And honestly, I would have to go and find out. I'm gonna go have to find out from StatCrunch, but I think it's gonna be A or C because you see that 3,000 business, right? It's gonna be one of those guys. So here, let me try again. I can't remember how exactly I'm going to do this, but it's a like histogram or something like that. Graph, histogram, and I'm just gonna hit compute and see what happens. That didn't help. That didn't help. So there's going to be a better way to do it. If I change my starts at and my width, I believe it starts at 0. And if I go back to the picture, like each one of these little tick marks, you can see that there's like 2 bars per. And so if that's 18 all the way here, maybe that's like 2,000 each, so 1,000 per. Just a guess. I'm going to do 1,000 because we got numbers that are not in the thousands. Am I not reading that right? Yeah. Oh, right. Because huh? Maybe it's in the hundreds. Maybe each one is 100. Let me try something. Right. Yeah. See, what I'm thinking here that right here we got about 9 blocks, and so each one of these chunks is like 200. Yeah, 200 each. So each little bar would be like a 100. Is what I'm thinking. And notice what I got here. That looks literally copy paste. So A indeed. And if we're going back and forth, it's going to be A or C. So at least I got a 50-50 shot if I didn't even do anything at all. See y'all later. Bye. Thank you. But anyways, there you go. Exactly. I like that. So it says, what's the reasons for any outliers? I don't know the answer. This is why we have a practice exam. So I can click it and I want to see what they get. But I mean, it's good to guess. What do y'all think? Why would I have this 3,000 out of nowhere? D? None of the above? Oh, B. Data error entry. I could see that. Like they typed in a 3 instead of just the 1 3. Yeah, because we got like the 300s for sure. You like A? False information. So what is it? Full-time students. Oh, weekly income. Yeah, I can see them lying about that too. Could someone actually have that much? Maybe they got like a really, 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 really awesome job. Stocks, yeah, stock market stuff. Yeah, so I would maybe all of them. I don't know. We're gonna check it. Okay, apparently all of those. Now let's just say, guys, that you click one or you miss one of these guys. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be adding points for that. You know what I mean? That's not a big issue for me. If I don't know what's going on, the heck if I'm gonna require y'all to know. But like this number here, that should be pretty solid. That's an easy thing to get. Cool. Yeah, but I get confused on those things too. Let's keep cruising. Okay, so very similar. Notice these fences. The reason why I was doing all this was because of these guys right here. So let me go through. Oh wait, we already have all this right here. Look at that. Okay, so let me show you what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to get Desmos out, and I'm just going to do Desmos the whole way through. So the IQR is Q3. Sorry, Q3 minus Q1, and we have those. So like, don't we have a Q1 and a Q3? So 4.060 minus the 1.260. So far, so good. That's my IQR. And then I have the two different formulas, Q1 minus 1.5 times IQR. And so that would be the 1.260 minus 1.5 times that 2.8. And like that's one of my answers right there. Like they're saying, what's the fence thingy? And then we have the other one, which is Q3 plus 1.5 times IQR. So let me try that one. I got the 4.06, and then plus 1.5 times the 2.8, 8.26. Hello, hello. Go ahead. Q3 minus Q1. Yes. Yep, that's the IQR, and then lower fence, upper fence. Yep. The bigger one, basically. Upper means bigger. So like out of these two, the 8 is bigger than the negative. Oh, Q3 plus the 1.5 times IQR. So like these right here are my formulas. Trying to like select both. I can't select both. Both of these right here, those are my formulas for the lower and the upper fences. Cool. I just wanted to type it because my handwriting's so bad. You could see it now, like you're actually seeing the formula. Now, what numbers are not between a negative and 8? Do I have any like 8.5s or a 9 or something going on? I don't see anything. And so to me, there's no outliers. Like I don't see anything that would be outside of that zone. So are there any outliers? No. At least that's what I'm trying, and that's why we're doing the practice here. Again, no outliers. Check it. We got it. That was it. So that's all you got to do. I can't guarantee on yours you would not have an outlier, but if you do, you just click yes. And whatever makes sense, right? Is that okay? Cool. Any questions on those formulas? You will have one of these questions, right? Every one we do here, you'll get one of these. You'll either get that one or the other one. So, cool. Keep cruising. I'm gonna keep cruising. Y'all tell me, hey Chad, and I'll be like, what? And we stop. So we got circumference and height, and they're wanting a scatter plot. Look, notice this whole thing. Look, this is it. This is the entire problem right here. Multiple choice. Multiple choice, right? Not too bad. So let's try to figure out how to do the scatter plot for this. So open in StatCrunch. Graph? Is there scatter plot somewhere? Down? Did I not? Do I know? Oh, right there. Scatter plot. I don't know. Is it which one? And that's the thing. I don't know which one it is because they don't say X and Y. So let me be extra careful if that's okay. You see how they have this right here at the bottom of everyone? Is that, they have circumference and then they have height. Ooh. So I need to read this a little bit to see what they mean by the X or the Y. So once to determine the relationship that might be between height and head circumference, they measure the height and the head circumference. Wants to use the height to predict the head circumference. So, yep, so that's the X. Very good. Okay, yeah, you're right. So then explanatory, I think, and I'm going to have to go back, that's the X value. So that would be this guy. X value is this one. Response, like afterwards, like what comes later would be the head. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I got it right. That's good. Compute, and we're looking at the stars. I see a bunny. D? Yep, I see the 1, 2, the 1, 2, 3, and a little L, and then like the 3 little star things. Oh, but yep, and the height. Yep, exactly that height as an X. Check. Oh no, what did I do wrong? Oh, it's C, you think? Yeah. Yeah, let me check this. Oh, they're saying it's C? Okay, hold up. Let me zoom out. Oh, you know what? When I zoomed in. Go ahead. Oh, it's like a different shape. This one's pointed more that way. I see. Yeah. So if I zoom in, though, you can see literally a copy paste. Okay. These things happen. I obviously would have gotten it wrong by a little bit. And then you would come and say, "Hey, Chad, look, it's so close, bro. Like, really?" And I'd be like, "You're right." And I add points because, like, it's so close. The main point again was that height was on the bottom. Cool. I'm a lenient person. I want to make sure you pass this class. So these are all multiple choice, and this one you don't even have to go to StatCrunch. This is more just looking at it. Remember that these are kind of like percentage of goodness, how tight they are, and this is not 49%. That's 4%. That's not a good thing. If you got a 4% on the test, that would be terrible. So which one's the most spread out? Yeah, A. Like, definitely that's all over the place, right? What if you got a 50 on the test? It's not the worst thing. Yeah, probably D. Comparing all these, we keep going, which would be pretty close to perfect, but not 100% perfect, right? That one. And then finally, they're like, literally, you got a 100 on the test. Bam. Exactly. So in comparison to the others, you're looking at, well, I know the perfect one, and I definitely know the last one. Pick and choose. Right. You could have done that, I guess. I didn't. I just saw it, I guess. Very good. I think what that is there for, now you're mentioning it, remember how the homework only does one part at a time? And like, I need the comparison to know which one would go where. But on the test, I just see them all at once. So I could just go to where I need to go. Okay, cool. That was great. Thank you for reminding me of that. And see, if I got two of them, you're going to get one of them. 100% true. You're definitely going to see this. 99%. I know it's negative. That just means going down. But I got a 99%. Which one would it be? Like, yeah, almost perfect, right? Unless there's a 1.0. Ooh, there is a 1.0. So that would be the one. So, okay, if I can't choose this, because that's 1.0, that's literally perfect. What would be the best option for 99? Yeah, exactly. See how I had to compare that, though? I had to compare that. Because I would have said, oh, 99, that's practically 100. 76%. That's a passing grade. Yeah. They're all kind of grouped together. You can definitely draw a line for those guys. And then, of course, you made a 2%. That would be terrible. Cool. Okay, awesome. Check it. We're good. Keep cruising. So this is definitely StatCrunch. This one's not too bad. R value, all that stuff is found in StatCrunch. So here we go. Oh wow, that's really tiny. Oh, guys, I don't know if you read directions very much. Right here it says, "Hey, do it by hand." No, we never did that by hand, and we won't. Okay, because it's so long. It would take you way too long for that. I want to do that regression stuff. Right there, regression, simple linear. And so that's something to maybe write down. Once you're in the regression stuff with the scatter plots and whatever, you need to find R. So then you go R, regression, simple linear. X with X, Y with Y, and compute. Let's see what we got here. Let me do this. Okay, awesome. And expand this out a little bit. Okay. So which one of these makes the most sense? Looking at the stars, it looks like 1, 2, up, and then all the way over. A? Do you like A? You like C? Yo, well, okay. The difference between C and that, you see how the second dot right here would be above them or in the middle between them, but here it's below a little bit. See that below a little bit? That's a tough call. It says, what's my R value? So I'm going to go back right there, R. Right there. That's super easy. 885, 3 decimals. And 88 is pretty good. So they say, hey, you need to go and check this stuff here. And we have, I think it was five data points. So we're going right here. They're saying you need an 87. Did I make at least an 87? I did. I make an 88. That's good. So because it is, I have a positive. That's a positive number right here, right? And they say the absolute value, that they're just meaning it's the same thing here. 3 decimals, same number. Yeah, what's up? Say that one more time. Yes. Stat, regression, simple linear. Yep. And then X with X, Y with Y, and that was basically all I did. And you can go back and forth. Cool. Very good. So that's the same number. I think they're wanting the same number there. So it is greater than the critical value, which we had saw. Again, it was this 878 thing. I'm going to copy. I'm going to paste. Oh, come on, let me paste. There you go. And positive. Check it. Okay, cool. So what I would recommend for this one, I think the R value and all that's not too bad, but this wording is a little weird. It's like just go through it a couple times. You'll see these exact same questions on the exam. So what you're doing here is just practicing and seeing like, oh, I need to check here. That's positive because it's positive. Same number. Can I get the idea? Yes. Yep. Exactly. Sample size is 5, so I'm just using that number right there. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Positive, positive. These are the same things right here. Yep. And if this somehow wasn't enough, you would probably have to use the word no. But yeah, if it says positive here, then it would be a positive there if it works. Yeah. What's up? So if it were okay, so let's just say I didn't make an 88, but I made like a 60. That would not be great. So then it's still positive, but it would be like less than that number, and I would have to say like none, or something like that. Does it make sense? Yeah, correct. Yep. Is that okay? Oh, I think it's A. Because again, if I go back, see how I've got these two, but this dot right here is lower than those two guys? That dot is lower than those two guys? No? Here, let me zoom in. See, like I'm looking at those two dots right there, and then it goes up to be able to get to those two. See how it goes a little higher to get to these two? I think that's what it is. Is that okay? Cool. Keep cruising. Let's see what else you got. Another multiple choice. We'll talk about the critical thing in here in a minute. Okay, so another multiple choice. Which would be the? Oh, I see. It's the exact same thing. I didn't scroll down. Same thing as the last one. Here we go. Open in StatCrunch. Stat, regression, simple linear. Okay. Yeah. Survey comparing this on that. Oh, okay. The score or commute time? Comparing commute time to their score on a test. So, like, the commute time means how long it takes you to get there, and then you take your test. See how tests would be like the response to afterwards, the Y value. So I think explanatory would be the commute time. Response would be the score, because a well-being score affects the commute. No, because the commute time will affect your score. If you're on the road and you're doing road rage for a long time, I would say that like your score is going to go down low. I don't know, just the thought there. I'm not exactly sure what they're asking for, but we'll get through that here in a second. So compute. Let's try it out. Stars going down. To me, that's D. Does it look like D to you? Yeah, that looks pretty straightforward. R, right there, negative 95. Oh, I didn't click D there. Uh-oh. Okay. Negative 95.9. Yes. It says 3 decimals, though. Yeah. But, like, let's just say you put 96. I add full credit, because obviously you couldn't have got it otherwise, right? So, yeah. Very good. So does it exist? You can go through the chart here, but like you made a 90 something, you're totally good. Okay. So is there something? I would say yes. And this is, oh man, there's a lot of words. Okay. let's try to figure out which one. The commute time and well score are positively associated because no, it's negatively, right? Isn't it? Didn't I get a negative number? It's negative. So I'm looking for a negative. So commute time in this is negatively associated because the negative and the absolute value is greater than the critical value. Oh man. Okay. So let me find out. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. There's the number they're wanting. That's that critical number. It even says that on the table here. It says critical value. So I'm saying yes, negative, negative, greater than. See you later. Check it. Okay, what did I do wrong? I think it's still negative. Yeah, see, here's another negative, positive, positive. See, I'm going to say is there a relationship? Did you make a good score? I'd say yes for sure. I wonder if I click something else wrong. Let me just triple check here. Okay, so because commute time affects. You know what? What I'm going to do, and you can always do this at any time. I'm going to hit submit. See, when I hit check answer, it doesn't tell me what's wrong with it. And but you don't even have that button. You could just hit submit on every one of them. You could literally do this 40 times if you wanted to, and you would see what you got right or wrong, what they say is good. So let me see what they are saying. So we got that part right at the bottom. We got that part right. So this is where they're upset. It's just because I clicked something wrong. I mean, I totally said that this was the X value and that was the Y value. So maybe I just clicked wrong whenever I was scrolling through. Could this happen to you on the test? Could you, like, while you're scrolling and it clicks automatically? Yes, you're right. So what I'm looking for on a problem like this, did you get the right graph? Did you get the right number? Are you getting the right concept down? That's what I'm looking for. And that way I can go back and say, look, it was literally probably a misclick. And we can talk about that. Or I could just add points. Okay. As another reminder, if you submit your practice exam, you can now look at what all the correct answers are all the time. And then you can cycle through and do it again and again and see all the randomizations. So that's a handy trick as well. Sometimes I don't see it here. There used to be a print button. That would have been nice. They'll only do the one attempt on tests. Yeah, and that's the tough thing, and that's why I try to look it over and add points as much as I can, because of that. That's just department policy stuff. Did we do that? I don't think we did the bears yet. Okay, we just did that one. Okay, here we go. Bears. So they're wanting the same thing. Copy paste. I'm gonna let that one go. For time's sake, I'm gonna keep cruising, okay? Okay. So here it says find the line. StatCrunch. Let's see what we got here. Give me a second to fix this thing here. You're seeing all my code. Okay, good. Okay, so they want the regression line. Stat, regression, simple linear. Just like always. I think that the colas is your X. You drink cola, you don't have bone density or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But it's looking for the equation, and you can look at these. I think this number's right. Don't they normally have the thing up here? Oh, it's because it's so tiny. Oh, give me a second here. There it is. So you can look at this as an equation right here, but I don't really like that. What I do is often I just hover on top of the line, and it basically gives you the numbers that you need. But remember that the one with the x needs to be next to the x. And so it's 4 decimals. I'm going to say 0271. 0271. And then my y value, 9004. Okay, awesome. Is this okay so far? Yeah. Let's keep cruising. Let's see what we got. It says interpret. Okay. So for every increase, bone density, number of colas decreases. Yeah, I can see decreases. So I like this guy then. And then I'm just going to literally type that same number in there. 0271. The intercept. It's kind of like where we start. 0 colas, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That makes sense, right? So that would be the 9004. It says predict what's going on if you did 3 colas. Okay, now time out for a second. Time out. There's 2 versions we can do this. We can go to StatCrunch, type it in. That's more of like an algebra pre-cal style. Like f of x and all that kind of stuff. That's fine. But StatCrunch will do this prediction stuff for you. If you go back, options edit, they have right here prediction, and you just type in 3 because it says 3 colas. You type in 3, and it should give you the number at the very bottom right here. So that's the number I'm going to put there. There you go. So found 3, and then we got this, so they're a little bit different. So the bone density of this particular woman is it below or above? See, this is what I wanted. This is what I found from her. So yeah, I would say hers is below. The average of, and this is just a copy paste that same number, I think. Again, this is a practice in. That's why we're just testing it out. And would you recommend this model to predict for 2 cans? I guess, yeah. I don't see a problem with just doing 2 cans or whatever. Yes, we use for any number consumed per day. Is possible and within the scope. I like that. Possible and within the scope. Check answer. Okay, something's a little bit wrong. I wonder if it's something small that I did here. The bone density decreases by that much. Ah, you know what? Did you see it? No, look. Oh, it is the 271. 0271, but there's something else. The minus sign. Yeah, look at that minus sign right there. Yep. Oh, okay, well, I'm getting a little better. The other one's a positive. Oh, right here. It decreases by this much. I think that because the decreases, that's my negative. So yet again, a perfect opportunity. If there's literally one question, you want to know what's going on, hit submit. There's nothing wrong with you doing this as much as you like, just to see what do they want. I recommend doing this. So let's see, what did I get wrong technically, okay? So that's all good, that's all good, this is good, that's good. So would you recommend this model for someone who drinks 2 colas? They say no, because it's outside the scope of the model. Well, yes, but see, on my stuff here goes from 0 through 2 and 3 and everything. Like if they said 100 colas, that'd be weird, right? But even 0 still made sense. Would you recommend? No, I don't like this. I think it's just wrong. I literally just think it's wrong. So I'm not gonna do anything, but I am going to. Can I screenshot this thing? Give me a second here, because I'm gonna send this off here later. Look, you see me. I'm recording this. This is on YouTube. I'm gonna get angry at somebody. But yeah, this should not be the case here. So I'm just gonna remind myself with this kind of thing. Go ahead. To get the well, I just thought 2 was somewhere in the zone here, right? Because we got 0 through 2 and 8 and all that stuff. I don't remember doing anything like that. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of problems. Yeah. Yeah. What's up? Yeah. Go ahead. That's fine. Yeah. Do it. It's up to you. It depends. Maybe do both. Do one if you like it, cool. If you don't, good to do the other one. Let me go back to like another one where we were talking about that. If you give me 1 second, let me try to find something. I remember there was like the Bears. I don't want to do the Bears right now. So we were doing this one, and so yeah, yeah. After I submitted, I think there might be something else later, but all I know is that. So like, let's just say I was doing a histogram of one of these guys. So like graph, histogram, and you got to click one or the other. Like if you're like, I don't really like that, you can change where you start and how much you change it by. It might change it. It might look better, or you just scrap that idea entirely and try the bar chart. So chart, I think it's columns, and then it might be looking a little differently. For if you're going to do that, yes, that would be if you're trying to look for the average and other things like that, median. But because this particular problem is talking about like regression stuff, that's when I use the right. But you're correct. If you have two columns and you need the average, then yeah, you got two groups essentially, group bin data. Yes, good analysis. Okay, let's keep cruising then. It says predict the distance the golf ball will travel when it's 100 miles an hour. So I'm just going to plug it in. To me, this is like a StatCrunch. I'm sorry, the Desmos. It's a Desmos problem. So 2.8333 times 100 minus 22.4967, 260.83. 8. Right, one decimal. Now, this residual is a formula, and I'm going to remind you this formula, and you're going to write it down in your note card, I really hope. Your residual is equal to the actual minus the predicted. The actual minus the predicted. And so, go ahead. Yeah. It's kind of what I'm doing here a little bit, right? Because I'm looking at that number into those two other ones they give us. Something like that. I'd have to look later. But yeah, I mean, sometimes. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, for now, I'm just gonna say, like, if I'm stumped, I'm adding points. Just, that's kind of how I see it. So, okay, my actual they said was the 265, and I'm minusing the predicted, which was the 260.8. So we're gonna check this one, 4.2. Check it. We got it. So that's an easy one. See you later. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Keep cruising. Um, so same thing here. It says find that line equation. So let's do this thing. Stat, regression, simple linear, x and y. compute. I don't see the need to do anything else right now. And they say, what's the equation? Right here. I'm going to hover on the line. And remember, it's the second number that actually comes first, because it's like with the x. So 4 decimals. 173. I think, is it 6? I mean, once you round up to 4 decimals, you're right about the 4 if you were doing 3. It says 4. Yeah, you're right though. 1736, was it? Hello. And then I got 12.7632. 12.7632. Okay, cool. So it says, use this to predict what's going on at 25. Sure. Yep. So I'm going to go here and put 25 in. Yep. And you could use the calculator and do it that way. Definitely. Yeah, that definitely works. Also, you could do it this way and you get your number. Yes. Very good. And it says, what's the residual on the actual version? So if I go to the 25 right here, I got the 16.9, and they're saying it should have been 17. And that's why I'm going to subtract those. Yep, 16.9, and I'm going to subtract that other one. So let me pull out my Desmos. So my actual was the 16.9, and my predicted was the 17.1. And you literally, that's your formula, right? Actual minus predicted. Back to StatCrunch for this guy. Let's see what we got here. Which one of these guys? This guy? Like looking at it, it looks like it's going through both of these. Yeah. I like C because it's getting really close right there. I don't like how it's on the point because it's not actually on that point. So yeah, C is the best one. It's like a little bit above that point. You can always zoom in, of course, and you could see that's a copy paste, right? That's a copy paste. So we're good there. So whenever you look at this, I got a negative, and so that would be below. And like, why would someone have something that's not perfectly the same? Is that what they're asking here? Notice 2 children are this. One has this much head. This one has the other head circumference. So how could that be? And it's just like they had different heads. Like, that's all I could say about that, right? Why are 2 humans 2 different heights? It's like, that's how humans come. I don't know. Okay. So that's odd, but whatever. Keep cruising. So that's the same kind of question. Again, StatCrunch, get that stuff, plug it in, compare, do the residuals. Literally copy paste, same thing. This one's different. R squared. So it's the same StatCrunch that we're going to be doing. Stat, regression, simple linear. 22 hours. Not all of them. A lot of them are looking like that right now, but early on, the first 10 or well, okay, on your test it would be more like 6 or so. The first 6 are all multiple choice because they're definitions. So that's something. And like what I was saying before class, a good strategy is to go and find those multiple choice ones first, get them done, and you're sitting at like a 50% now, because now you're good, and then you can go back and do the long ones and start building up on your score more and more. Oh yeah, definitely skip around, please. That is like the best way to do it for sure. Okay, so it says R squared, so you're looking for R. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm just being a little dork. That's all. 61.2 and 61.2, I think, and I I think this is the y value. It's always the y value here. Yep. And you can see how fast that one was, right? That's the whole question. So leave those long questions for the end for sure. But right here, you're going to write that down. This is the y value. This is the y value. Whenever they ask this question with variation in blah, blah, blah explained, it's always the y value right here. Yep. So let's do it again. That way I can just triple check myself here. And it's a fast one anyways. So stat, regression, simple linear, x with x, y with y, compute, super easy. I'm going to make it bigger. And it says r squared. There we go. 81.5. It says, now, time out. Do you see how they're asking for a residual graph? Yeah, go ahead. Yup. Yup. Let's go and look. Yep. Yeah, options edit, very good. Down here, not this one. Not. It's got to be the one x values. Every time. That's something you're writing down. Residuals versus x values. Yep, if you need a residual graph, that's the one we use. No, I've never used anything else. Correct. Yeah, options edit, and then it was further down there. So I'm looking at the stars again. I see a lion. Maybe it's a goldfish. I don't know. Anyways, it looks like this one A. That's my favorite. We're gonna just triple check here in a minute, but it looks like A to me. So, yep. So let's go back to this one. So we got 81.5, same number. Not worried about that. Variation in, what's the Y value? Head circumference. And according to this, it would be appropriate, I guess. I don't see anything wrong. Also, you got an 81, which is a pretty good score. You know, that's a strong score there. And missing something. Okay, let me try inappropriate. No, that's definitely not it. So it's definitely that. Is it not A? Is it like B or something? It's B. Gotta be something weird. Oh, look at the difference. Look at the difference. Residuals got to be over here. Oh, you're writing that down, aren't you? Residuals over here on the side. Residuals on the side. The Y values. Yep. It caught me. And this is why we're practicing. It's a practice. And I wrote that down on my little note card. Residual, that's on the side, not below. That kind of stuff. This is identical to the last one. Same kind of stuff, so I'm not worried about it. I want to see what the last question says. It's the same thing. Let's just go ahead and do this one. So last one. Oh, because it looks like a lot. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, little words and phrases, reminders. Oh, yeah, StatCrunch steps. Yeah. Yep, the Y value explained, all that. 100%. Definitely. So I'm going to do regression, simple linear, X and Y. And they're going to want the residual graph, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and click that. Residuals versus X values. So they want the R squared, 97.7. If I look right here, R squared. The residuals look all over the place. I like D, yeah, D. And I think if you were like to zoom out on it, okay, well, residuals over here. It's not below. Yeah, it's up. It's on the top, but at least it's not down here, right? So that's good. So back to here, 97.7, same number. Variation in the Y value. So let's go back. What was my Y value? right here, Y value, miles per gallon, right? Gas mileage, explained. Remember how last time it was explained? It's always the word explained. Always explained. Yep, R squared is always explained. Yep. And then I'm going to say it's appropriate because it looks fine to me. I don't know. You got like a 97. So one thing that I used to do back in this class for when we didn't have my math lab, we had Newton Alta. What I would always say is Y explained X. Like I can even write that down on a piece of paper. That's not going to be so pertinent to you, but it's almost like a formula. Y explained X whenever you're talking about the R squared stuff. So your Y value explained and then your X value. So here we got Y value explained and well they don't have X, but that's the idea. At least they had 2 out of the 3. But that's the format every time. Okay. Cool. So I mean you could submit or not on this one. We're practically done. We have a few more minutes. I don't mind going back to a specific question. Yeah. Oh, the weighted mean stuff. If it's not on this practice, then it's not on your test. So I would just like go back and triple check around this zone here and see if you find that. But yeah, I don't remember seeing it. Like this is that similar style, but it's a different question for sure. That's a Z-score. What's up? Yo, you're great. What's up? Oh yeah. Oh please, I love doing that. So yeah, let's go back. Cluster, stratify. Yeah. All right, cool. I love that. Let me write down a small definition. Is that okay? Draw. So at this point, I'm going to keep recording. If y'all need to head out, that's cool. We're done with the review, but I definitely I'm going to keep recording for other purposes. So thank you guys. Yeah. Okay. So let's start with stratified. See you later. Stratified is a little bit of everybody. A little bit of everyone. So some of the males, some of the females, some people from Killeen, some people from Cove, some people from Texas, some people from California, a little bit of everybody, right? The cluster is what I say is that they're connected with physical means. Yeah, connected via physical means. And I'm going to explain that here in a second. Yeah, so same last name with A, starts with A. Or that you live in a certain zip code or something like that. See you later. Thank you. Or you have the same area code on your phone number. So then you pick everybody that does that, right? Or you pick everybody in the city of Killeen. You don't have to pick every single city in Texas. Just everybody in Killeen. That'd be a cluster. Systematic. Again, I would say it's every kth person. And so that's like 10th, 100th, 5,000th, something like that. Just some kind of number. You're the 10th caller today. Oh, you're the 100th person to come into the store. That kind of thing. That's systematic. Convenience is easy picks. And random is just random. So convenience is easy picks. Are y'all waiting for me? You can. Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, I'm happy to have y'all. Sweet, that's good. Yeah, easy picks. You can take it today or tomorrow. Outside Walmart, They're doing a survey outside of Walmart because it's super easy to find people at Walmart, right? We don't have street corners so much here in Killeen, but Walmart, we all have Walmart. That's us. Um, yeah. Or like if I wanted to take a survey of how people felt about pizza, I would come to class and ask y'all about pizza. It's pretty convenient because y'all are stuck here, right? So, so we got satisfaction survey, database. Yeah, as soon as it says something about database and it doesn't really have anything else, I'm thinking it's just random. See you later. See you later. Like this is kind of, yep, y'all are gonna do great. Yeah, databases, computers. It's kind of the default where I don't even see anything else. Like if I literally have no other information, like I'm gonna just pick random because it's just kind of random there. So to measure heart rate, divides it up into 3 different parts of the day. So and then she selects different times for each part of the day. What do you think? It's convenient that she is alive. See how she's doing a little bit of everything? Yes, a little bit of everybody. A little bit of the morning, a little bit of afternoon, a little bit of evening. Yep. You're not just looking in the evening. You're doing a little bit of all throughout the day, right? A little bit of everybody. All right. Oh, and then we just go right to bias. So in order to see more of these, what you could do is submit and then come back, and it might be new randomized. I want to try something else. If you don't mind for 1 second, let me just, since I'm recording, I don't mind. Y'all can hang out for another minute. Okay, let me try a little technique that I think might work. Let's check it. I am not even going to look at anything. I'm going to submit immediately. Okay, I'm doing this on purpose. And then I'm now going to go. I think it was question 4 and 3 was what we were looking at here. No, question 5. Yeah, question 5 and stuff. Okay. I think question 5 was always that. So 3 parts a day, whatever. If you go back and forth, sometimes they change the numbers and stuff. Now I know right here, I mean, it's just always the same. But I want to go to like a numerics. These are all the same. Okay. Well, let's go to a number right quick. I want to see if I can find a number. Give me 1 minute here. I want to show you something. See all these multiple choice. Okay, here we go. All those multiple choice though. I mean, click, 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 and you're sitting at a pretty good score. So, perfect example. I have this number here, 046. If I go back and I go forth, it changes because it's changing the whole problem. It's randomizing it. So, if you're unsure about how you want to do a problem, what you could do is just submit it, right? Submit the whole thing. Don't even look at it. Just submit it immediately. And then when you go to a problem, you see the answer and you kind of work it out. You do stack crunch, whatever you got to do. You can go back and forth and it'll change the numbers and you can try it again. And you keep on trying that same problem without having to resubmit all the time. So that's just another strategy. Cool. Is there anything else? Like, yeah, a little bit of everybody versus like everybody in one group. That's, I think, the difference. Last call. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna